Okay, so you watched Brink with Ol Maw Maw, and remind me how old she was at the time.
Who at the time she was probably like 93, 94, somewhere around there. Up there.
Okay. Wow.
She made it. I think she made it to 100. I really can't remember. But at a certain point when I was like, how old is Ol Maw Maw? They were just like, she's up there. Was kind of the vibe.
She's a lot.
Yeah.
And did you watch Brink? Were you at her house when you watched it?
Yeah, so there was kind of a thing we used to have to do with Ol Maw Maw where like every month or so my mom would be like, all right, we got to go sit with Ol Maw Maw. And it was just kind of like, she didn't want us there. There were no activities. We were infringing on her space. But like there was like some obligation that like every family, every aunt, uncle at some point had to like take their kids over to sit at Ol Maw Maw's house and just kind of spend time with her. And I think when I watched Brink, my mom was like cleaning up around the house or something. It was just me, my mom, and Ol Maw Maw. And she was off cleaning house somewhere. And I was like fully disassociating, like trying to just watch Brink, like not having fun hanging out with Ol Maw Maw.
Right.
And she just kept like chiming in with questions about Brink that I was like, you're not going to understand? One, because you haven't been paying attention. Two, because it's not accessible for you, okay? Wow. She was very confused by the concept of Disney Channel and Disney Channel original movies. She was very confused that we were watching a movie that was made for TV on Disney Channel, but it wasn't Disney. Like it wasn't a Disney movie, it was a Disney Channel movie. Was confusing for her.
That is confusing. That's a lot for my brain now.
I respect that.
I totally get it. I totally get it, but it's not my job to educate her, you know?
Exactly.
She can figure these things out.
Yes. So what were some of...
Apparently she couldn't, Andrew, because she was asking an 11-year-old.
Do you have examples of just like some of the things she was asking about Brink? I mean, like...
She did ask me if this was a thing, like the I guess rollerblade cruise. I don't fully remember what the situation was, but I think I remember vaguely that it was like there were like these rollerblade posses, that there was like a rich one and then a like not rich one.
The X-Boys.
There you go. And our hero was a member of the like average Joe's type, but he was good enough to be on the like rich guy one. So she was she was like, this is a thing. People are in rollerblading crews. And I was like, I don't think so. But for the movie, they are.
That's an advanced question. I kind of feel like she was kind of navigating.
She understood what was going on.
What was happening on the screen. It just presented a world that was entirely foreign to her.
Yes.
Well, maybe she wanted to like expand her horizons.
Maybe,
you know, and you just that day, you just shut her down.
Yeah, I do regret it. I regret my decision. My actions were not respectful of my elders. Being so frustrated as I was, but you know, if I could go back, I'd do it different. I'd be more patient.
I can empathize with that. I feel like any question that was asked from an elder about a movie, or I mean, because you were kind of always used to like a parent or a grandparent like not really approving of what you were watching. So like I feel like the voice behind you, my response was always like, just like don't worry about it. Just like, it was a lot of
yeah.
Stop. You won't care anyways. You don't like this kind of thing anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very much her energy was kind of like judgmental, you know. A little bit of like, this is a thing. So she had it coming. She deserved it.
She had her nose
it's
turned
okay.
up.
Yes.
Now that I hear that
She drowned in a
context,
rainstorm.
I changed my
Something that they
opinion.
say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you picked up on that. You picked up on her just like her contempt for these.
Yes.
Even if this was a thing.
Because the thing was I also hadn't seen the movie before. So I was also trying to figure it out. I had a lot of the same questions she had, but I was I'm going to watch the movie and hopefully figure it out. Whereas she kind of thought that I would have some insight that I didn't.
I'm going to just take us back 30 seconds because I did a thing that I do a lot, especially around my older brother, where I hear something and I act like I know what it is and I don't. And so I'm going to be vulnerable right now because maybe someone listening doesn't know. What is she drowned in a rainstorm?
Okay. Yeah, well, great, because we did kind of gloss over that. Like you said, her nose is turned up, so it's a thing of like she drowned in a rainstorm because her nose is turned up. So like the rain would fall into her nose and she'd drown.
Mm-hmm. I knew that I had just said that, and then I knew you said that, and I tried to put them together, but instead of thinking literally like that, I was like, so she was like a snob that if she was out in the rain wouldn't know to go inside. Which doesn't.
No, that makes sense.
Oh.
That tracks. She's too fancy to have ever been in the rain before.
Yes.
So she drowns
because she
due to lack of experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she thinks that she's so important that the rain should stop for her, and it doesn't. And so
exactly. And maybe I'm wrong, and you're right. My understanding was always that they have their nose turned up, and so they drown. But maybe you're right.
I think that's a Texas thing. I think that's a Texas thing.